Good morning, everybody. Well, now that we are in the next day of September, what I'm going to do real quick is we are going to pull up, see if we have any contracts besides, those are potato contracts. We have nothing to go through and do that with, so I'm not even going to make an attempt on that. So, we can tentatively start working on this contract for fertilizing that we initially intended to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, get this loaded up real quick. I'm going to see exactly how big this field is going to be. I'm going to gauge whether or not we need to go through and get some more fertilizer so we can actually do this. So I'm going to do a quick montage of getting this loaded up. We'll run over to the field, find out what we need exactly, and we will proceed forward from there. Alright, so I'm just heading over to that field right now. We're looking at field number 7, which is going to be right up over yonder from the farmhouse here. Looks like it's going to be a pretty big field on top of that too, so I am thinking here we're going to need a heck of a lot more fertilizer than what we have on hand at this exact moment. So what I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to get us a worker up and rolling here, and I'm gonna go and hook up that flatbed and go run into town to go get some more fertilizer. That way we can keep everything moving, because I still initially want to go through and get our field plowed up, go through and get that seeded, fertilized, and everything on our end as well today, along with I do intend to address the possible idea of putting chickens on the farm today. So I'm going to get this worker moving along, and I'm just going to go from there. Alright, so I just got loaded up with all of our fertilizer. I decided to pick up some seeds while we were here too, because we're going to go through and do a wheat planting here. Because the plan is that we're going to alternate wheat and sorghum for the moment being, since we're going to be going the route of dealing with chickens and everything. I spoke with them briefly about the combine harvester to see if they knew anything of what was going on, and unfortunately I have not gotten to take a look at it yet. They said that they're estimating that they'll be looking at it October 1st, so we are hopefully going to be able to get a phone call soon to find out how bad our situation is with that combine. I'm also considering the notion that if it's too bad, I might see if there's a way to take some of the physical upgrades like the extended pipe and put it onto the other combine and stuff along those lines if it's going to be too much to repair that. So we'll address that though once we finally get that phone call. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to swing right on out to the field there, because we had gotten a phone call stating that he was completed with his work, even though I thought that was kind of kind of quick. So we'll see what exactly the worker actually has done. And we're going to proceed from there. There's a chance I might have to just go through and do that field myself at this point. Just because of the simple fact of the workers not wanting to cooperate. The one thing that I am actually debating about doing is if I'm going to be physically over there doing the fertilizing, I'm wondering if I should proceed forward with setting up a worker to start slowly chipping away at that field next to the house. We'll go and look at that in a minute, figure out exactly what our best course of action is. I mean, I can see the fertilizing tractor just sitting there right now, so I imagine he is nowhere near being done with this yet. So we'll take a peek, see what exactly is done and what's not done. I mean, shoot, we really do not have anything much of a substance of what this guy finished. Alright. So we're gonna get this parked up over here then, out by the field, that way we can keep filling that up and keep on going. And I think I am gonna set up someone on that field, and once I get all of this going, what I'll do is I will actually do a full time lapse of doing this work. I imagine doing this and doing the, going through and plowing our field shouldn't be too much. But I imagine what my idea is going to be from here is to go through, get this done, get our field plowed, get it fertilized, the whole 9 yards. Then we will get it planted because we are currently in season to be able to get that planted. So we got the first field done. So let's go and accept that money from them, because we're running into a problem. The way I have been picking up those bales, I cannot do anymore. For some reason, it keeps glitching it out, and they keep hyperextending. So, I mean, we got one or two options here. At the end of the day, we can either A, just end up finding another way to do this, which is more or less the route that we're going to go, or go to pallets. At this current moment, because we already have, you know, these big bags that we already purchased, I'm not going to go through and just change all of it over to pallets and everything. That's going to be a waste of money on our end in the long run. So what I am going to do is I am going to get a hold of the store. They have a big bag lifter that should work with this, and I mean 150 bucks just to be able to go and attach this. I mean, I'm just going to buy that outright at that point. And what I'm just going to do is I'm going to detach the pickup truck. I'm going to run up there real quick, have him toss it into the back end of it. That way we can go through and actually, you know, put these where they need to be. So we'll go through, get that detached. I'm just going to turn this off. Let's run up there right quick, and we will go get that new bag lifter. The one thing is, I ran into this right out the gate with the worker. We are getting quite a bit of stone, so we may have to speak with them about either leasing a stone picker or go along the lines of trying to find a stone picker that we can use on our telehandler, which I feel like is going to be a possible problem. Let's run up here real quick. Alright guys, we are back from the store, so you may see something being towed behind us that I'll address here in a second. We got to talk with them a little bit about our stone problem that we're having occur over here, and we may have worked out a deal with them. They normally only allow leasing of 3 items at a time through them. So, got talking with them about our needs and asked what horsepower situation we had going on. So our one tractor, which is out in the field right now, is 174 horse, and this requires 170 horse. So we're going to go through and use this as our way of taking care of the rock problem. Now, the nice part is they were filling me in about there is a rock crusher in the local area that if we go and bring the rocks out to him, we can actually go through and make a little bit of extra money on it. I feel like even though it's not going to be a whole lot with what they're filling me in on, it'd be a decent opportunity to go through and at least have a little bit of extra income coming off of the fields during the winter months. The other nice part is that they had our telehandler piece on hand. So we can actually go through and get everything up and running here. Because the plan is once this is all said and done, we're going to go through and rock pick, and then we're going to start working on fertilizing the field. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get us all loaded up. That way we are ready to rock and roll, and I am going to take over on the plow. If you guys are seeing this glitch here, this is issue we are running into with this bag in particular for no reason at all. So I figure it might be a good idea to just get a big bag lifter and use it. Fortunately, that does not look like that's going to be the case. Because boy oh boy, that That bag really is not cooperating. I was gonna say that was pretty much the issue we were getting. Oh boy. Looks like I'm gonna have more than one giving me this problem, apparently. Same problem that I started having after I went and purchased these. Well, I will just bring you guys back in once we get this loaded up and we get that field done. Obviously, we're going to be having some fights with the game today. Alright. Well, we got all that stone picking done. So what we're going to do here is we're going to run through, do our fertilizing. That way we can get this all said and done finally. Get everything prepared to go and put some winter wheat in. So what I'm going to do, since all the stone picking is done, I decided to go and take that and do a little jump cut, because honestly, at the end of the day, it is a very boring process, and personally did not want it to take up a huge portion of the video. So we're going to go through, get this done. I will do this as a time lapse for you guys. So I will have you guys sit back and relax. We'll get the fertilizing done right quick, and then we will see about going through and getting this planted. I did return that stone picker because I don't imagine we're going to need the stone picker for a minute. So I figured instead of having wasted money sitting around, we could actually use that for something useful later. I might end up getting another planter possibly, along with a tandem connection, but we will see here in a minute once I get done with this if that's the direction I want to go. So I will bring you guys right on back in once I'm done fertilizing the field. Right, now that we got that done, I'm gonna go and get all this stuff put away right quick. And then I'm gonna go and see, because with the situation of wanting to get another seeder, we're only going to be able to run one seeder at a time unless we get a tandem connection, which there is one in the store. So I want to actually go through and get that to try to double our basically seeding width, so then we're not going to be fighting the entire time to get that done. But we need to go through and get all this stuff put away, because otherwise it's going to drive me insane. Everything just being laying around and whatnot. Let's get everything put away right quick here. Then we will see about getting that. And then my plan is, once I actually get the seeders rolling, I'm going to go through and actually start working on getting our chickens set up. I may also see about eventually getting another barn, because we are getting quite a bit of implements and everything, and I don't want to keep leaving everything outside the entire time. I kind of want stuff to be a little organized, at least, if possible. And to face it, once we get the other combine back, if we get it back, it is going to be a massive mess around here, because we'll have another header and combine that we'll have to accommodate for. Actually, no, that header is actually in that garage, if I remember correctly. Well, still, we're going to have to accommodate for that other combine once it gets out of, the repair shop. So, we will have to think about where we would want to place that barn. I have a general idea, and I will play with that idea once it comes time. I may have you guys in while I fiddle with doing the build for where we're going to put those chickens at. I may not. I'll play it kind of by ear when it comes time. So we almost got everything put away. We got some fertilizer, though, that's going to have to definitely get put away, and I'm concerned that we're going to continue to have the problem that we did with the big bags glitching out on me like it was. So we'll have to take a look at this here in a minute and see what's going to happen. Otherwise, we may need to see what we have to do, because I may just decide to figure out what it is leader-wise that we have there inside of that trailer, and we may just get it converted to pallets. That way we're not fighting, something glitching the entire time. Because that is just going to be annoying to continue to have, the big bags go and slide down like that. That, we may need to get some more seeds anyways, so worst case scenario, we will get everything fixed, but we'll find out here in a minute what exactly our game plan is going to have to be once I go to try to put this stuff away. Alright, now we're going to go and get this last one put in here. I had to do a little bit of behind-the-scenes magic to fix the issue with the big bags. I just personally did not feel like boring you guys with all the technical stuff of the behind-the-scenes work to be able to fix that. So I just figured I would do a jump cut, bring you guys back in once it was all said and done, because it was mildly infuriating and kind of inconvenient for our scenario that we were working with here. So I'm gonna go and put that big bag hook up for the time being. We're not gonna need it probably anytime soon. Pop that right on up there. And here's one thing I am gonna do, and that is I'm going to move that mower actually up onto the rack. I just feel like it is going to make it look a little bit better in here compared to just having it parked in the corner. I mean, we're only ideally using this thing for doing our edges. So kind of be nice to have this kind of tucked up and away, because I don't imagine we're going to get another mowing session in here before winter's over. Well, I heard of, you've heard of, you know, pallets and pallet racks. Well, have you heard of pallet rack, man? Oh, okay. One of the few times I will actually allow myself to jump over, because that's actually kind of convenient being able to tuck that up and away like that. Well, let's turn the lights off in here. If I can find the button, there it goes. Having on a completely different button than what people normally set it up on. Alright, so we got everything put away in here. Trailers parked away. Didn't want to open the garage door. I wanted to open the man door. Alright, so where the process is right now. So we have the one planter, where my thought process is coming into play here. I would like to get a second planter. Another one, same exact model. That way we can run them tandem together, so then we can actually do our fields faster. So this is part and parcel why I wanted to get rid of that stone picker instead of keeping it like I initially planned on, because I want another planter. So what we're going to do here, we're going to come in here into the cedars. I do believe that is it. Yes, it is. We will get that. No. Yeah, we have the standard wheels on it. Just randomized the license plate. $6,000. I think for $6,000, I'm going to buy that. And for the tandem connection, I think we're just going to buy that as well, because I don't think it's too much. I want to say that's down here in the miscellaneous section. A little bit of stuff that I don't really show is the process of going through and buying this stuff. Now it's just going to be a matter of finding the tandem connection. Oh, there it is. Nice. So this is adjustable, different widths that we can work with. What we'll do is we will get that, not in Massey Ferguson, but in that Case IH. Get it in the grayish wheels, and we're just going to buy that outright as well. So we don't got to worry about anything along that line. That's all paid off. We still have the one spot to be able to lease a piece if we wish. Now, we'll go up there and pick that up in a second. So, where my thought process is bringing me right now, we have this space here. Over here is massively inconvenient for dealing with going through and mowing. So I am debating about here, either we're going to go and set up the chicken pen here, or what I'm going to do is set it up off to the side here. Because I'm actually debating about putting a stand out front here for us to sell our eggs at. Might be a little more convenient, a little more realistic in a manner. So before we go up there, let's take a look at, I'm going to move my character out of the way here. Let's go down to that construction tab. So, screen I haven't really shown much on here, just for the simple fact of I really didn't want to bore you guys with it. When it came to, you know, buying stuff, but there's certain times I will bring you guys in so you guys can see exactly what's going on. So my idea oh, that's a cow barn. No, we're not doing cows. There we go, that's a little bit better. I was initially thinking about going for the big chicken barn, but personally I don't see a point in the time being. Yeah, it's only about $45,000 and it matches the theme fantastic. Man, I might actually tempt myself with that. Originally, I just wanted to go and do a small little chicken pen, kind of like that. Oh, that actually has a lot more room in it than that does, and it's a lot cheaper. I honestly think I might actually do that. That would fit great over here, but I really don't want to have that up this way, especially if we're going to put a barn here like I'm starting to think I'm going to do when we go to get a new barn to store more equipment in. So what I am thinking about doing is we could set that up over here. Be a little more nice, tucked off to the side. Yeah, it brings down a little bit of our mowing that we can do on our property, but the thing is eventually I want to get away from mowing if it's possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place that here. So we have that right out the gate. Now, for the selling point situation, it might take a minute to find the one that I want to use. Because the idea that I have here is I kind of want it closer to how we have things designed with the farm here. Eventually I actually want to change out the house, and I know the house here is connected to the carport, so that I know is going to have to change down the line. But that is a eventual, because that's going to be around the time that we replace this here as well, because that I do believe is attached to the farmhouse that we have. So that'll be a whole another group of things we'll have to change. Unfortunately, it does not look like we have anything that kind of matches, so what I'm going to do is I will just get one of the lodges. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up where it's kind of tucked up to the side here. I'm going to actually take out some of the fence and do a small little drive up that we can do here. So actually, let's get rid of the fence first here. Oh, you know, as long as I'm not hitting all the wrong buttons at the wrong time. Let's try that again. Get back out of the barn here. Alright. It's stuff like that, little mistakes that I make, that I tend to do this section on my own outside of the video, because it just makes life a little cleaner, I guess. Makes it to where you guys aren't going to be sitting here bored watching me make mistakes constantly and stuff along those lines. Unless that's what you guys want to see, then obviously I'll kind of accommodate, put it in a little bit more. Oh, I actually go into the selling point. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's factories, never mind. Got a little happy there for a second. Thought, man, we actually might have a way to do it, but nope, it's alright though. Kind of make it a little bit more realistic with the distance there. That way a vehicle could actually pull through it. Probably right about there wouldn't be bad. Now I gotta go through, readjust all of that. I'm gonna have to pull that fence back some, so then we can actually have it where we want it. I'm probably going to have it to where it connects up around here, and we'll probably have another section of fence here coming over to still connect it. I have it more of a private, like, line. But basically, this is where we'll probably sell most of our eggs unless we have a massive amount. Figure it things a little more interesting. We could have more areas to sell stuff down the line and kind of make our lives a little bit easier. So we'll go in real quick, get rid of the rest of that fence. Up to where I want that, which is going to be probably about there. This is the other thing, is finding the stuff that I want to put down tends to take a hot second. And that's the main thing, is that's why I haven't really had it in, because I really did not want to bore you guys with the small logistic side of it. And basically the small things that have to be done to get to a certain point here with it. Like I said, if that's something you guys want to see more of, I'll gladly put it in for you guys. If that's something you guys don't really want to be seeing, then obviously so be it. I'll kind of work with it a little bit and do what you guys want, for the most part. Looks a little odd for the moment, but go on through and put in some gravel right off of the road here. We'll have to adjust the grass a little bit. It's a little big. What we'll do is we'll just do it right on up into the driveway there. Because I'm gonna... Ooh. Well, definitely don't want people driving into a pole. I mean, we'll work on it more, obviously, getting it cleaned up, looking a bit better. It's going to take a bit to do that because of everything costing money in here and whatnot. Ends up eating into the cash funds that we have a bit, and it's not ideal. But I would like to eventually get this, you know, kind of up to snuff to where I want to actually make it look good. Stuff along those lines. Get some trees in, maybe, a little bit of lighting. Actually make it look decent. I'm going to run through real quick with this. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is we still need to actually get chickens to put inside of that. And I think that might be the next thing we're going to do. Is because we also have all the stuff up there at the store to pick up. We can actually pick up some chicken cages while we're in there, so then we can transport them. Obviously, this is a bit rough at the moment. We will eventually fix that. But for the time being, it kind of is laid out in the location that I want it. So we will obviously address more about this little drive and basically beautifying it afterwards. Once we get a little bit more money into the bank here. So we'll run into town right quick. I'll jump cut it here as I'm crossing the bridge and bring you guys back in once I have both the seeder and the tandem unit together, both at the farm there. That way I can actually show you guys what this is exactly going to do before we go through and actually start seeding, because this is going to greatly cut down on our time when it comes to doing this. So I will bring you guys back in once I get everything back to the farm. That, though, will be in the next episode. If you guys liked the episode, leave a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next week to 2 weeks.